What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video, and I am back. So I left on this little vacation and it was great. I tried to make a video, but it just didn't really work out. I am back though, and the videos are not done, the channel's not done, and we have a video today to make on the car because I have officially owned this car for 3 years now. In today's video, we are going to talk about everything I have done to this car within the last 3 years. Thank you all for tuning in. I make videos like this as much as I can. If you like Miatas and other car content, feel free to hit that subscribe button below. I would really appreciate it. Moving on. So 3 years ago, I got this car. It is a 2011 Mazda Miata NC Sport trim. So pretty bare bones as far as Miatas go for 2011. I've made some upgrades to kind of get it more like a better trim level, I guess. But we're gonna go over everything. Just if you haven't watched any of my videos, and just kind of have like a little 3-year update sort of video, which I think will be kind of fun. So starting off, we are going to go over things on the exterior, which include like wheels, tires, and stuff like that. Any exterior modifications, and I'm gonna go over everything, like everything on the car since the day I got it. I will go over and tell you what I've done because I owned this car before I started YouTube, and I didn't do much, but I did a few things here and there. We will start with the wheels. So I know you guys are well aware of the wheels. I don't know the brand of these wheels actually. I got them in a trade. I traded a pair of sport wheels for these ones. So I had the NC Sport wheels, which I will post right here. And after the NC Sport wheels, I had a pair of Eagle alloys, which I will also post right now. And then I painted those black, and they looked like this on the car. And I thought it looked pretty good, but I wanted something a little different. You know, as a car enthusiast, you always want to change things up, which led me to trade my sport wheels for these. I never got the name of these wheels. They started off black, and I'm sure you know what they looked like, gloss black. After they got ruined, I did it to gold, which was a big hit for everyone. And then obviously we changed that. And now they are this gunmetal, sparkly kind of paint, I guess. But I really like these. I think they're great. They're simple but kind of wild at the same time in the right light. Walking outside to see these wheels in the sunlight at work, it's like, it looks so awesome. One of these days I'm gonna like take a picture, something to post, and you can see it a little bit better. But I really like these wheels. I'm pretty proud of how they turned out. And who knows, in the future, we'll see what happens next. You know, like I said, you never know. As a car enthusiast, you always want to change things up. So next on the exterior list, we're gonna go to the front of the car. Really simple stuff, but you've seen these videos fairly recently, I think. So really simple stuff at the front, and then we'll move on to the rear. So in the front, starting off, one of the first mods I did was just this simple, you know, plasti dip the logo kind of thing. And I'm all for chrome, but fake plastic chrome on such like a nice, like wine red copper color just didn't look right to me. You know, I think chrome's good, but I think it works better on like hot rods and things like that. Like, yeah, I know I have a polished wheel lip, but you know, plasticky chrome, you guys know what I'm talking about. Which leads me to my next thing, the headlights. So these were originally, actually there were two different colors. So you can see in this picture right here, each headlight is a different trim. I think what happened was, I think this car got into an accident before I got it. It is certified pre-owned, so I'm not super worried about it, and I haven't noticed anything else. But I had to bake these open and paint them black because the NC clubs have a black housing, and I think it just looked so much better. It looked more aggressive. I think the chromey headlights just look a little fake. I don't like fake chrome, I guess. But yeah, these black shrouds are so nice. They've held up great. I baked these headlights a couple years ago and they're still holding up just fine. I've got no leaks, no, humidity inside or anything like that. The headlights could use a little bit of polishing. Like this one isn't too bad when you look at it in the right light. Right here it looks pretty bad, but the car is also dirty, so. That's the next mod with the black headlight shrouds. And then next, moving down below, you saw this video recently. Not only the yellow fog lights, but the Euro Spec, JDM Spec fog light surrounds. Super excited for these. I love looking at them every single time I go outside and see the car. It just looks so clean and so good. I am absolutely in love with these. And finally on the front, we have the Oem Replica Lip. This is the appearance package for the NC2. It's painted black just to kind of match the rest of the car. But I really like the OEM appearance package. I'm a big fan of kind of OEM stuff that not every car has. There's lots of people who have tons more mods than I do on these cars, but I really like the simplicity of just a really clean car that's got good parts and it looks unique. Like, I'm driving down the highway and I see other NCs and I know that, they're not boring because I fell in love with these cars, but you can make them look so much better. So let's talk about the rear really quick, and then I think one more exterior part. No, two more. So for the rear, I'm a little disappointed I didn't make a video on this. I got this rear spoiler a day before my wedding, and being the car guy that I am, I had to do it right then and there. So I painted this black, again, flat black. Some people might not like it, but it is nice and it matches the rest of the car. So it is a Innovated Dynamics ducktail spoiler. It's got a nice height to it. I don't think it's too crazy, but I think it looks really good on the car. Maybe one day in the future I'll paint it red, but I like that my kind of aero pieces are flat black right now. I say aero when they're not really doing that much. I think this is mainly for looks. But yeah, I got this used online for a really good deal and couldn't pass it up, so I picked it up and I'm really happy with it. It's just held on by 3M tape, and I drive this car 80 miles a day, just about, and I've got no issues. Underneath is another Mazda badge that I painted black to match the front, but it is what it is. And then again in the rear we have the bumper cut, which a lot of people do. The big thing right now, at least judging by the forums, is everyone wants that rear splitter. And while I do think it looks good, I want to build my own still. I want to build my own rear diffuser or splitter, whatever you want to call it. I just think it'll look a little more unique, and I want to make it a little more aggressive in the rear. Even though it already kind of looks stripped down with the spoiler and everything, I think a more aggressive rear diffuser will look really good. Don't want to forget the stubby antenna for the exterior mods. Also painted these brackets here black on both sides to match the overall theme. And finally are the side skirt, side splitter, whatever you want to call them, the Home Depot side splitters. These were a really fun project, and I would definitely redo them if these got broken, which that other side is a little bit broken, but I'm not super concerned about it. No one's ever noticed. But it's a little dirty right now. That's why you see all the little speckles on it, but it's just dirt. So these have held up pretty well. If I were to redo it, I would go a little bit wider to make it a little more aggressive, and I would just do double-sided tape to mount it. It's held in by screws, which will last a long time, but double-sided tape, you don't need to worry about it. And if I do need to take it off, now I have to jack the car up. With double-sided tape, you can just slap it on and you'll be good to go. So, I'm sorry, I'm probably sweating because it's really hot in this garage. It is Texas, and it's like 100 degrees out already. So that is the exterior of the car. As far as I can tell, real quick, we'll move to the interior where I've done a little bit, but we'll go over that right now. All right, and starting out, we will just look back here. So this was one of my earlier mods as well. I wasn't a big fan of the brushed silver look. I mean, you can tell because I did the dashboard trim, but wasn't a big fan of the brushed silver, and I really like the way a black roll hoop looks. Now, one of the things I definitely need to do is get a actual roll bar, but right now, these are just spray paint, and they've held up pretty well. The sun has faded them out just a little bit, but otherwise you can't really tell. I think it looks pretty good for spray paint. It's got like even a little bit of reflection on there, which is good. Yeah, definitely recommend this. You can paint them whatever color you want. They're super easy to take off, so maybe in the future when we repaint these, I'll do a little video on that. Going inside the car, something that I did before I had YouTube was the Delrin Bushings, which are kind of hard to see, but they're right here. These are the kind of harder bushing that you can get. I don't remember when I got these. These are actually a knockoff. At the time when I first got this car, I was really low on money, so I had to kind of, you know, budget where I could, and these have worked just fine. I don't know if there's any difference between these and the, I don't know who makes them, but I'm not sure if there's any difference, but these ones have worked really well. They were easy to install, and they have a nice thud when you close the door that I really like. So, moving on to the interior again, we have the shifter. Now, it looks unassuming, but actually underneath we have the brass shifter bushing, which has held up really well. I'm still definitely enjoying it. I would recommend it for the price. It's pretty great. And we also have the black piano black dash trim. So this is a option for other trim levels. I love the way this looks. Every day I look at it, it just makes me feel like I'm driving a little bit more expensive of a car, a little more luxurious, kind of sporty car. I still have this trim on my steering wheel, but I do want to paint this black, but that involves taking off the steering wheel. So we'll see what happens with that. It's kind of like, how much work do I really want to spend? Because there are silver bits that I'm not going to change. I'm not going to change the door handles, the ring around that, the AC, heater controls, and the vents. I'm just going to leave those silver. But I would like to swap out the steering wheel trim to black. And that is it for the interior. Alright, and moving into the engine bay. So I have done really nothing with the engine bay itself. Excuse the mess. It is so dirty, and literally the only times I've had this open was to install the header and put in new air filters and change out the spark plugs, and that's it. So it's disgusting. I'm sorry. Judge me all you want. This isn't a show car. It is what it is. So the only thing we've got going on here is the Obx header, and I will brighten it up. Oh, too much. So the Obx header, which is a 4:2:1. It is catless. And if you guys have followed along, you'll know that it's been great. I've had troubles where troubles are, and I kind of knew they were coming. But yeah, so Obx catless header, and then you guys aren't going to be able to see it, but under the car from the Obx catless header, we have a Obx mid pipe, which is catless as well. I did add a universal high flow catalytic converter to it, which does and doesn't work. I have the Goodwin O2 upstream and downstream wiring extensions back to a Goodwin Racing Roadster Sport single exit race muffler. And this thing is so awesome. I love it so much. I've had it on the car since pretty much when I've got it. And it's been great. It's nice and loud. It's too loud now, but it's like a stupid fun loud, and it's just like really enjoyable to drive. I don't even, hear the sound anymore. It's just awesome. So definitely recommend that if you want some more noise for your NC Miata. Another thing is, I don't know what to point at for this, but the tune the Dynotronics tune from EQ Tech on the NC. Now I know you're probably like, what's going on with the tune? You haven't made a video about it. I know it's been like 2 weeks since I made a video on it. It's still happening. I was gone for all last week, or I'm not last week, but the week before. I was gone, and the last tune I got from Joe, I needed to drive like 200 miles to get it broken in, so I had to do that, but it's kind of tough when really I only drive the car to and from work, and on the weekends, I don't put that many miles on it. So, I mean, it's just taking a bit, that's all. It's really coming together. I used flat foot shifting today, and that was seriously awesome. It was really cool. But the auto blip downshifting is great. I've started using the different modes. I haven't done launch control or anything yet. I am gonna do like a full review on the tune still, so stay tuned for that. It's still coming, and I'm gonna do a dyno day where I see how much power the car's making. Just stick with me. I wanna make sure everything's good. I'm not rushing Joe or anyone at Dynotronics, and it's gonna be done right, so just stay tuned for that, but I promise it's coming. Anyways, that is it for engine mods. Now on to suspension. Basically another thing you're not gonna see. But I have the, I can't even pronounce this, Teen Coil Overs. They are the Street Flex Z, and I love them, they're great. I know a lot of people want to do Meisters or Öhlins or anything but Teen. I drive the car to and from work, guys. I don't really track it. I just love cars and modifying them, and that's what I wanted. I didn't want to spend an exorbitant amount of money just to have my car sit in the garage from 6 to 10 at night and just until I use it the next day. So coilovers are great. I've got them at a really good level that I want. It's a little rough getting over speed bumps and things like that, but I think it's at a pretty good height. This is pretty comfortable for me. I'm pretty used to driving a low car. My last car, my little Kia, was also lowered on coilovers. I'm pretty used to kind of how they ride and the height, but I'm a little OCD, and I got these at a perfect height, and I just don't want to mess with them. I love how perfect it is, and I'm just going to leave it at that. Another thing we have as far as suspension goes is the RX-8 front and rear sway bars. You can kind of see it right up in there. The NC sway bars are so dinky. They're almost the size of a pen, the same thickness. So back when I first got the car, I picked up the rear sway bar first. It is an RX-8 yellow dot, and I have an RX-8 yellow dot front sway bar as well. I really like the combination. I think the car handles great with both the sway bars. A lot of people do red dot front and yellow dot rear, or vice versa, I can't remember. But I like the sway bars set up the way it is. Other than that, I don't really have any more suspension mods. These NCs, they handle great the way they are. It's one of the most perfect handling cars in the internet's opinion, I guess. Out of the box, it's great. Like dampening adjustment on my coilovers, they're fairly soft, and the sway bars are fairly thick, so they're kind of stiff. It's a little bit of a stiff ride, I won't lie. But yeah, so that is it. I feel like I've been talking a lot, but thank you for tuning in. So what's to come next? Like what do I do next with this? Obviously finish off the tune. Another thing I really want/need to get is these age out. Everyone's got that silver Moroso coolant expansion tank. I really want one of those. They're pretty awesome. The power steering reservoir one is pretty cool too. I'm not gonna get an air intake. I think I've decided I would rather save $250. This is really good already. It essentially is the same thing as you would get from a cold air intake. So I personally would just rather spend my money elsewhere. No shame to people who bought it though. Something that I really want to get to is a roll bar, an actual roll bar, just to make it look more sporty and aggressive, more sports car like, because why not, because race car. And the Singular Motorsports hood vents, I really want a pair of those. They're so cool. It would make the car look so awesome. I really want that. Some little things I want to do. I want to paint the mirrors black to match the club mirrors. I think some black door handles would be really cool. tinted tail lights. Just a light smoke I think would be nice. But otherwise, I think that's it for now. 3 years in the making. I've had this car for 3 years now. 3 whole years. It's kind of crazy to think about. I woke up this morning and was surprised by it. Yeah, it's crazy. I'm so happy. This car has been absolutely amazing. I've done so many fun things in it. I've driven it to Alabama. We've gone down to Austin, New Braunfels. I mean, it's gone up to Oklahoma. It's been good. It's been really good to me. You know, I couldn't have picked a better car, I don't think. This is kind of a car that I want to keep for a really long time, unless, you know, something really cool pops up. But yeah, this is something I want to keep forever. I'm really happy with where the car is right now. You know, I know a lot of people do mods to these, and I feel like the market is really picking up because these are dropping in price and there's a lot more aftermarket support for them now, and people are starting to go really crazy. But I'm in love with the way mine is, and I hope everyone likes it too. I hope you feel inspired by this car. I hope there's some things that I do to it that you guys really like and are supportive of me. So there's one other thing I want to talk about, and it's not exactly car related. Just really quick, don't click off the video because I think some people might be interested in it. I don't know. But I got a new toy, and I don't know if I'm going to feature it on the channel or not, because primarily this channel is cars, and I'm still going to keep it that. But this is technically a vehicle of sorts. I got a bike. So this is a Jamis Beatnik. It is a single speed fixed gear flip-flop hub situation. Right now it's just in freewheel because I'm not about the fixie life yet. It's a little too crazy for me. So I used to have a single speed bike and I loved it and I rode it around everywhere. But I sold it when I moved into an apartment that didn't really have a space for it, and I got this just recently. So is anyone that watches this channel interested in bikes? Because I would love to do more bike content, just to mix it up a little bit, because as much as you can mod cars, you can mod bikes, and I love messing with anything with bolts and nuts and wheels. I will play around with it. So if anyone's interested in bikes, hit that thumbs up button and leave a comment below saying you want more bike content, because I already have looked at parts for this thing and I want to change stuff out, and I would love to feature this sort of thing on the channel only if people are interested, because I know you're here because of the Miata, but we can do stuff for this too. And so what I'm going to do with this video is, now that I've gone over all the mods on the car, I'm not going to put links to every single video, because really all you have to do is just click on my channel and hit that subscribe button and you won't miss any of the videos. But if you visit my channel, really all you got to do is just kind of look, and I've got all the videos on there labeled what they should be. But what I will do, and I will say that by doing this, this does support the channel. I do appreciate the people who have used my Amazon affiliate links. Really it just helps me help mod the car, and then you guys can watch. So even just clicking it helps me out a little bit. And every single part that I've got and mod, the links will be down in the description. So selecting any of those and taking a look, even if you buy something else on Amazon after clicking those links, it helps out the channel. So any of you guys want to go do that, if you want to buy any of the parts I have, hit one of the links in the bio and spend your money. One more thing before I go. I started another YouTube channel. It is called Natural Screensavers. Something I really enjoy doing at work is I set like a nature video on a loop, and then I play my favorite music behind it on another tab. I do it full screen, and it really is pretty relaxing. It's like a moving screensaver. And I got frustrated. Because I couldn't find some of the videos of the nature scenes that I wanted. So I just decided to make my own. If you like nature things and relaxing content, all the videos are shot by me, sound design, everything like that. There's a link to that in the description below. It's called Natural Screensavers. If you want to go subscribe there, do it, bookmark it, find a video you like. I've only got 2 right now, but I'm going to do my best to put videos on there. This channel's not going anywhere, don't worry. It's just kind of an outside hobby that when I get the time, I'm going to do it. So I'd appreciate you subscribing there if you want to. But anyways, I'm going to close out this video. I've been talking way too long. I appreciate all you guys who've subscribed to me, everyone who watches the videos, leaves comments, likes. You're all amazing. I do appreciate it. And everyone who's not subscribed, be sure you hit that subscribe button below. Hit that like button. I'm gonna try to post as much as I can, and I will see you in the next video.